morning. Say good morning, Teresa.
Good morning.
We're doing like a double live video this morning because we're so excited about this little book that we just wrote. So I'm Rosie, so if you're on my page, you probably know who I am, and most of you know Teresa. So I'll let Teresa introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Teresa from Mincer Solutions, and I help small business owners find solutions to their social media needs.
And of course, I have 3 Rosebuds Floral. If you're not familiar with that, we're going to put all the links in the comments after so you can check out both of our businesses and see the cool thing that we've done. So since we started our businesses a few years ago, we've been sort of experimenting and learning, and Teresa is the queen of research, and that's why she's so great at her business. And what we've come up with is a little ebook called Social Media That Makes Sense and Makes You Money. And the little tagline for that is connecting with your customers through engaging content, because we really feel like having great content is the most important part.
And one of the things we wanted to address was, I think first of all, people get stressed out about the technology, but then even if they figured out the technology, they kind of get stressed by just like, what do I do content about? What do I talk about? Because you don't want to be salesy all the time. That's not how you want to be.
I mean, I think the default for people is that they don't want to be bothering people on their pages. So they don't worry about engaging with people on their page a lot, and then when they do, it's like, hey, I have something to sell. So part of what we go over in the book is how to just create like a community on your page and make it so that you're having an ongoing conversation with your customers, which is super important if you have a real life business as well as an online business, because I found for me, I'll be out somewhere and someone will come up to me and say, I know you, you're 3 Rosebuds. And I feel like, ooh, I'm like a star. But also I feel like we're already in the middle of a conversation with them, which is awesome, like sales-wise and just for a good feeling for your company, that you feel like you're connecting with people and not just coming on and saying, hey, buy this, hey, buy this. Hi, Audra.
Hello.
So that's one of the most important things about content. And I have a writing background, so the content to me is always the most important. And I find as a customer that if I'm following a page or, you know, if I've signed up for an email list and all I'm getting from that email list is like buy something, I'm pretty quick to unsubscribe from that because it's just not interesting.
Remember that people buy from people that they like, know, and trust.
Yeah.
And so once you open up a conversation with your customers, you are creating that relationship with them, and you're also educating them.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing. And I think too, like for me personally in my business, I want it to be a reflection of who I am as a person and not just be salesy. Like I love it when, you know, people see something that I'm doing and they're inspired by it or they appreciate it, and I just feel like my business is an extension of my own life and my values. So having that ongoing conversation with people, whether it's on Instagram or on Facebook, is really important, because then that's the place where I can show who I am as a person and how I translate that into a business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we have this great book, not to be too salesy, like as we're telling you that, but so we wrote this little book. It's I think it's got a lot of great content in it. It's basically teaching you like a few different types of content that you want to share with your readers and your customers, and just how to put that out into the world so that people will engage with it.
And another thing is that also there's strategies that you can do. Like again, small business owner, there's so much to do. Like you just want to kind of like find something that works for you and go with it, because you want to take that one thing off your plate. That's the big
definitely. So all the information is going to be in the comments, and
we do have a coupon.
We have a coupon.
Okay, so the coupon code is going to be GIRLBIZ, and it will be 50% off for the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to save 50%. And yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that will be in the comment as well.
Yeah, so we're going to link to our businesses because, like I said, we're doing like a double Facebook Live. We're going to see how this goes. If you could see the setup, you would laugh, because we have one setup that is very professional looking, and then the other one is like not so professional looking.
And you know what?
And we're in my dining room, so it's good that I cleaned up and took some pictures off my china cabinet.
And I'm going to say another little thing too, because the other thing that we want to do is we're going to start a podcast soon.
Yes, we're going to start a podcast. So if you think it's fun to hang out with us on Facebook Live, just wait for the podcast.
Yeah, and where we can talk about how, like you're kind of bootstrapping your way through your business and what works and what doesn't work. And sometimes you use the sand and somebody's iPhone case to prop up your phone.
Yeah, and like an upside down basket that you normally deliver wedding flowers in, and really honestly, like that's what we've been doing the last few years. I mean, Teresa is way more of like the research, be educated, get everything done. Like she's such a good resource for all things, like for everything, for me personally. So like if you don't have your own personal Teresa, you can actually get your own personal
But my
Teresa.
problem is executing, because I want to know everything before I do anything. Whereas Rosie's like, I'm just going to try this.
Yeah,
and see
that's
what
pretty
works.
much my. That's been pretty much my go-to since I started.
So it's a good back and forth.
Yeah,
think
because
so.
like if you're more like the timid person who has to know what they're doing, then I think Teresa's your go-to of like how to do it. And then if you're like me and you're like, I'll just do this and see how it works, then probably the best thing to be is somewhere in between, or to have a person like like we have each other to bounce things off of, so that I'm not doing completely crazy things, and Teresa will finally do a Facebook Live.
And
On
it's
her
so
own
funny.
page.
Wait, because I have to say this. Every single client I've ever talked to, the first thing I'm like, well, you have to do Facebook Lives. But I haven't done one.
And they're terrifying. They're absolutely terrifying. So when we were setting this up, I said, the next thing that we should do is say, like, this is how to do Facebook Live. And I'll say I had a lot of help with my Facebook Lives in the beginning. Like, John McDonald, if you're not watching, you should be, because he's the only reason I ever did a Facebook Live to start with. And it's terrifying. It's really terrifying to do it the first time, and then you realize, like, the people watching are choosing to watch, so they get what they get. And also, people like it. Like, it's fun to be able to be in this situation and talk to people and, have that engagement with them. So once you get over the feeling that you're going to vomit, it's much better.
Well, not just that, but it's also, this is the one thing I always tell people is that, it's a great way for you to be able to personally convey your personality to your customers. And there's so many ways to do it where you don't necessarily have to just be like, hi, I'm so-and-so and I have a store and I sell this. You can introduce customers to...
Oh, Audra says she's excited for her
I know.
podcast.
I'm excited
Thanks,
too.
Audra. Me too. We're going to have to put a time limit on it, or else it's going to go on forever.
So anyway, I would love for anyone who is struggling for content or just stressed out about social media to check out our ebook.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And if you have questions for us, just send us a message or whatever. We love helping other people. Oh, Amy says hi. Hi, Amy. We just love helping people with their businesses. We're not, super corporations at this point, but I feel like we've put in a lot of the foundation work in our own businesses, and we know how hard it is to start and to, get things started and to do your own kind of, I don't know if I should do this, I should figure it out. So we just love talking to people about their businesses and helping, and we just love that.
And
so.
now I can finally tell people that I go live on Facebook.
Yes, she did her first Facebook Live.
On my personal page, no less. So
Yes, which I forced her to do it on her personal page.
And we're going to put links to our businesses in the comments as well.
Yes,
So.
and the book. So,
Okay.
thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great Monday. Make it an awesome day, and we'll talk to you soon.